Welcome. I'm going to just take a couple minutes so people can jump on live with me. If you're on this early, again, you're probably on the replay, so give me a hashtag replay. I love to see that you guys are taking the time out of your busy days to listen to me talk. I really do appreciate it. I know that you guys have very busy schedules, and that I really appreciate that you do take that time out to hear me, and I hope that what I bring to you adds value. Let me know if what I bring to you adds value in the comments. I just want to make sure that I'm bringing value to everybody's life. I don't want to waste anyone's time. There's so many time wasters out there on social media. So I'm on a mission to save 10,000 childcare centers. That is my goal. That is my mission, to help 10,000 owners and directors learn how to run successful childcare companies, because in the long term, that will make about 100,000 childcare staff members and hundreds of thousands of children. So let me know if the work that I'm doing here, if it's helpful, any suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions of things you guys would like me to talk about, a direction you want me to go. I know here on my Monday morning live stream, I do like to really focus on mental health. I don't see a whole lot of mental health focus in early childhood education. We're becoming very oversaturated right now with coaches and consultants and different things like that. But and I am a business coach, but a little bit different spin that I come from is that I am also a certified life coach, and I have degrees in psychology. So I do really like to focus on your mental health, as well as helping people grow their businesses and having successful businesses. And my passion for ECE has led me to bring these live videos, my podcast, as much serving as I can do. That is my theory, is I just want to serve the EC community. And for those of you who are new to me, my name is Evelyn Knight. I am the host of the Childcare Business Coach podcast and the owner and founder of Childcare Business Professionals, which is a company that helps childcare owners find success while maintaining high quality research-based standards. I am just tripping all over my words today. For those of you who are new to me too, you may not know that I do actually have a neurological disease. And so every now and then, things like this happen. My speech will get a little bit off. It's very hard for me to predict. So I just have to go with the flow and just roll with the punches, basically. I can't let what happens stop me. I have to go through the patterns anyway. So sometimes it becomes difficult with the neurological disease I have. 90% of the time, I'm totally fine, have no problems. Every now and then, I do have a condition called aphasia, which is a difficulty in recalling words. So if I start tripping over my words or I start talking slowly, just overlook it. The content is still there. The content's still good. So today, I will get right to it. I don't want to waste your guys' time. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something that is called imposter syndrome. It's something that I do suffer from a lot, and I'm sure many of you suffer from imposter syndrome. You might wonder a lot of times what's wrong with you, right? If you've got, and you may not even know that there is something wrong, but it is a huge thing that I see, especially in women in our society, because of what we're taught, right? So imposter syndrome is basically the feeling that you're not good enough, that you're a fraud, that you shouldn't be here. If you've ever had the feeling that people are suddenly going to find out that, oh my gosh, I'm really not who they think I am, and I really don't deserve to be here. Those are the things that can reveal to you what imposter syndrome, that you have imposter syndrome, right? So if you're ever justifying your placement at your center to yourself, right? Or if you feel like they're all going to find me out, I really don't belong here, that you got there by accident somehow, that any type of success, whether you're a director, an owner, you feel like any kind of life success is an accident. It shouldn't have been there in your life, right? That is imposter syndrome. So think about how do you talk to yourself, right? When you go to your center, like, do you feel like I just this was all bought for me, or I'm not good enough because I don't have enough experience, or I don't have the right degree. So you might have the degree, but you don't have the experience, right? So then you basically beat yourself up for not having the experience, or the other way around. You have all the experience in the world, but you don't have the right degree. So you're just, well, one more degree, right? Then I will be the person that they think I am. So it's really having that misperception that you are somebody that you've got people fooled for some reason, that you don't belong where you are, right? It's something I've struggled with my entire life. And I can tell you guys that a lot of this is brought on by our society. As women, we are taught that you have to be the prettiest. You have to be the skinniest, everything. If you think of the image that we have to have, right? You see it in magazines, the successful, beautiful woman who has the perfect body standing in front of her Porsche, in front of her beautiful, big, gorgeous house, right? That is the ideal picture that society has painted of us. Unfortunately, our parents reinforce this, right? And men, it's the same thing for you guys. It's not just women. I do have a lot of men who are my followers as well. And it is the same thing for you, where we get this feeling like we're not enough. We're not as good as that person. And I'm going to be found out, right? That is imposter syndrome, where eventually they're going to find out I don't belong here. I'm not good enough to be here. That is imposter syndrome. And our society does that to us. We are taught to constantly question ourselves. We're taught that somebody is always better than us, right? Somebody's always prettier, faster, skinnier, has a nicer body, has a better brain. We're not the smartest. We're just mediocre. And we're also taught that when we do brag on ourselves to a certain extent, I hate to use the word brag. I don't even like using that word in this situation. But we're taught that when we are proud of ourselves, that we're egotistical, right? So we are taught that we just have these huge egos. And I can tell you guys, myself, as somebody with a psychology degree, as somebody who's a certified life coach, I really watch myself talk. I really watch the thoughts that are going through my mind, right? Because naturally, the thoughts that go through our head are things like, I'm going to be found out. I don't belong here. I need to work harder to cover up so they don't know that I don't have this, or I can't do that. That constant. And I'll give you guys a good example. I am a degree chaser. I went to college for 14 years. I have a total of 3 degrees. I could have more, but I literally could have 5 or 6 degrees, but I just never got them officially certified, I guess. I don't know, just the diplomas. I never processed the degree, okay? And so I just always felt like it wasn't enough. I know, I first became certified, I got a certification. That wasn't enough. I had to get some kind of college degree. Then you get an associate's degree, right? And then it's like, oh, but I don't have a bachelor's degree. Those people have a bachelor's degree. Oh my gosh, they're going to find out I'm a fraud. I don't have a bachelor's degree. So then I get a bachelor's degree. Then it's well, I only have a bachelor's degree, so maybe I'm still not good enough. As an owner and a director, I probably need that master's degree, right? And so those are the processes. I just kept going for more and more and more. Ironically, my first time around in college, I went to college for technical writing. I went for secondary education. I've gone for early childhood education. I do have that. I've gone to college for human development and family studies, for neuropsychology. And then it occurred to me literally just a couple of years ago. I looked at my transcripts and I realized, I'm not too far away from getting a PhD. I should do that. I need that title, right? Because maybe people will think that I'm not good enough because I don't have the title, the doctor on my initials. Imagine if I had Dr. Knight, it would change everything. Then I wouldn't, and so I thought to myself, I should just do it. I have under 2 years. I could be, Dr. Knight in under 2 years. And I can tell you guys, I still struggle with this. This is one I still struggle with. And I have actually made the conscious decision that I'm not going to get my PhD because of this reason. Because I know I have imposter syndrome. I know nothing in this world is ever going to make me feel like I'm enough, right? That has to come from me. That has to come from within. No degree. I literally, you guys, could have 5 degrees if I went and got all of them processed. But it was never enough for me. It was never enough. And it's never going to be enough. I always had that feeling, and I still struggle with it, that I'm going to be found out. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not accomplished enough. I'm not successful enough, right? And I always get this, yeah, but I've only owned 4 centers. I've only owned 4 childcare centers. Until I own 15, I'm really not that successful, right? Or I've only sold 3 centers. Until I've sold this many, I'm really not that successful. When in reality, owning 1 is enough. So I constantly have to have these talks with me. 1 degree. Honestly, you guys, I'm at the point in my life, and some of you guys are going to just disagree with me. Feel free to disagree with me. But I'm even at the point in my life where I don't even know if I believe that college is worth it. And I'll tell you, I have teachers with CDAs that they run circles around my bachelor degree teachers, right? With some of my teachers that I've seen in the past with that bachelor's degree, CDA teachers are amazing. They're just awesome and wonderful. And I've just chased this dream for so long in my life because of imposter syndrome. And I think our culture as a whole is really pushing this imposter syndrome on us, where we think, if I just get 1 more degree, if I just get 1 more accomplishment under my belt, if I just lose 10 more pounds, if I just look like her or talk like her, or if I accomplish what they've accomplished, then I will really be successful. I won't be a fraud anymore, right? We all have these feelings like we're not enough. That justification we make in our head. I just need. And it's not true, you guys. You don't need the college degree. You don't need to be smarter. You don't need 1 more center. You don't need to make 1 more 0 behind your center's income, right? You don't need a giant wait list to be successful. It is all a lie to a certain extent that society, our parents, and everybody has put in our brains. And we really need to understand and know that we are enough as ourselves. It is within us. 1 more degree, 1 more accomplishment isn't going to define our success. It's not going to define our self-worth. It's not going to define our contribution to the world, right? It's when we realize that this is enough. I really did this. I did it. So my challenge to you would be is really check your thoughts. If you're always feeling like, I'm just not good enough, I'm just not, and those type of thoughts are going through your head, you feel like you're going to be found out, that you look at your resume and think it was luck. It wasn't luck, it was you, right? Those are the kind of things I want you to really think about. Why are you where you are today? If you got to the point where you became a director, it's because you did something to earn it, right? You earned that. If you're an owner, it's the same concept. You worked hard. You did. It doesn't mean you need 1 more degree. It doesn't mean you need to run a few more centers, right? You are where you are for a reason. Now, that being said, we do actually have deficits that we want to make up for. And we do actually have areas that we will need to work on, right? Which is why I'm always in coaching, why I always have my own personal coach. My personal coach also helps me see what is imposter syndrome and what I really need to work on. Where am I really strong, where I'm really just holding myself back, and where in reality am I really thriving and doing well? So that's something that's really important too when you have a business coach that can help you to see where is that imposter syndrome coming in? Where is it that you really are good enough but you feel like you're not good enough? Whereas on the flip side of that, where do you really need the help and the work, right? So those are the 2 components to really look at. Is where there, because we're not perfect, none of us are perfect, right? So there are going to be areas where we need help, we need work. But there are areas where we really sell ourselves short, that we're doing great. Your accomplishments are your accomplishments. You didn't just get lucky. That you're not an imposter. You're not a fraud. You do deserve to be where you are today. So one thing I would like to leave you guys with is an exercise I do to help myself with imposter syndrome, which yes, I still find myself. I can tell you guys, my latest episode of my podcast, I interviewed somebody who owns 17 childcare centers, right? So one of the first thoughts that went through my mind was, oh my gosh, I've only owned, including my in-home, I've only owned 4. I'm not that successful. I'm not. That was the first thought, is I need to own more centers now. How can I coach people when I've only had 4 successful centers? How can I coach people when I've only done this much? How can I coach people when my revenue is only right at $1 million a year, right? That is the kind of things that went through my head. And I had to stop myself. And so here's the exercise. When those thoughts go through your head, and I'm sure many of you, I might be the cause of those thoughts. You see me coming here on camera, you know, like what I've accomplished, what I've done. I'm 100% self-made, put myself through college, did everything myself. And you may feel like, well, she's doing it, why can't I? I want you to stop yourself. And something I literally say to myself, stop. Stop those thoughts right now. You are accomplished. You have done so much. You have built your success out of nothing. You have done everything for yourself, and you're where you need to be. Stop comparing yourself to other people. And that's what I tell myself all the time. So I don't care, you guys, if your center is struggling right now, if you're close to the fact that you don't know if you're going to make it, I still want you to stop those thoughts. I still want you to tell yourself just to stop. Stop thinking this way. And I really want you to focus on the positive and to focus on where you are and what you have accomplished. Because I don't care where you are. If you're a director or an owner, you've still accomplished 90% more than the other people in our field. If I don't remember the statistics offhand right now, but I cannot remember. I know there's over 1 million people in early childhood education around the world, right? How many owners and directors are there out of that? Maybe 10%. So you have still accomplished more. You're still doing more. And even if you're a great teacher, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That is a great accomplishment. Those lives that you're touching. You don't have to be an owner. You don't have to be a director to have accomplished a lot in life. You have to accomplish what is good for you, where you're comfortable, where you're happy, not what society tells you need to accomplish, right? We need to be good within ourselves. We need to stop worrying what other people think of us, how other people look at us, how they judge us, and where they rate success to be, right? That's something we really need to stop doing, is just looking at what does society define as success. And we need to just let that go. It's not our success. So take some time. You deserve it. Take 10 minutes. Get out a piece of paper and define what is success to you. To you, right? What do you see as a lot of money? What would be a lot of money to you? What point in life would you be happy with? For some of you, you'll be happy with an income of $100,000 a year, and that is success, and that's wonderful. Do not let anyone change your mind about that, right? Don't let anybody change your mind on what success looks like. When we turn on our televisions, when we go online, we see these pictures of success that would take millions of dollars to accomplish, right? Millions of dollars. It isn't reality. It's not real life. And we got to stop comparing ourselves to others. So look around at you. And I don't care where your center is in this process. If you open the doors of a center, then you're still more successful than 95% of people. You did it. You took that drive. You took that leap. You tried. That is huge. So get that imposter syndrome out of your mind and tell yourself, I did that. I don't care if your center got shut down. You still tried. That took more courage than 95% of the people will ever have, right? So every time those thoughts come into your head that you're not good enough, you're not accomplished enough, you're a fraud, you don't belong here, people are going to find you out, I want you to tell yourself, stop. That is not true. That is not true. And every single time tell yourself, I belong here, I accomplished this, I deserve it, and I am good enough to be here. In the beginning, it's going to be difficult, but eventually you will start believing it. Eventually. And I want you guys to really think, so often in our society, we get so caught up in, I want this done now. I need to change like this. You know, it's like that genie in the bottle, change me now, right? But real change takes time. It's going to take months. A real habit takes 66 days. I know the old thought was like 20 something days, but it's not true. A real habit takes 66 days. If you do something every day for 66 days, it will become such a habit that it actually becomes painful to stop doing it. Your brain wants it, and it'll actually become painful to stop yourself from doing it. So I want you to challenge yourself for this next 66 days. Every time those negative thoughts come into your mind, that you're not good enough, right? That imposter syndrome thought, that you're going to be found out, that you don't belong where you are, or whatever, that you got lucky to be where you are, that you look at your resume and you think to yourself, wow, gosh, I've been lucky. I want you to, as soon as those thoughts come in your head, I want you to literally say to yourself, stop, stop. I am not allowing these thoughts in my mind. I am good enough. I do belong here, right? And then I also want you guys to write out again that what is your definition of success? I think a lot of you will find that you're so much closer than you think you are. And I really want you to look at, what are you chasing, right? What are you chasing? And are you going to get yourself to that point like I did, where you're never going to catch it because you keep raising the bar? It's never good enough. It's never going to be enough, right? Like I told you guys about my degrees. I will not, at this point today in my life, I basically told myself I'm not getting a PhD, because all the degrees I've stacked up have been because I felt like I wasn't good enough, that I needed one more, I need one more, I need one more. I'm not good. Next time when I get that one, that degree will make me good enough. Oh, I need this degree because I'm lacking in this area, and then I'll be good enough, right? So I literally got to the point where I told myself, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to get a PhD just so I can have a title. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put that title doctor in my name, because I'm only doing it because I feel like I'm not good enough for some reason. I'm only doing it because I feel like without it, I'm inadequate for some reason. And I realized that I can't keep doing that to myself, that I am good enough just the way I am. And I can accomplish everything I'm doing without it. And interestingly enough, all the degrees I have, I don't need a single one of them to do what I'm doing. Do they help me? Yeah, they help me. But I don't need a single one of them to do the work I'm doing right now. They've definitely helped, but I don't need them. So that's where I have to draw that line. And that's what I challenge you guys to. What are you chasing so that you can feel like you're good enough? I want you to really analyze that. And when you figure it out, just tell yourself, I'm already good enough. I don't need that. I don't need it. And then again, that being said, if there are areas that you're struggling, you may need help. Reach out for help. There are legitimate areas, like if you're really having trouble managing your team, right? You don't know how to manage a team, then reach out to me. I can help with my coaching program. That's something that you might actually legitimately need help with. How do you retain staff? How do you manage staff? How do you make sure they know their jobs for real so that you're not doing everything, right? If you're having financial problems with your center, reach out. Those are the kind of things that you really do need help, but it doesn't mean you're not good enough. You just need to learn new skills. So I hope that was helpful for you guys today. I hope each and every one of you have a beautiful day, and let me know if this is helpful for you. And like I said in the beginning of the video, just let me know if what I bring to you guys brings value to your lives. I really would appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions for further topics for either my live videos or my podcast, let me know. I would be happy to look into that. Have a wonderful week, everybody.